I was good with y'all. Welcome back to another reaction. This one's called Top 10 Best Superpowers of All Time. So now, we're gonna find out which one's the best power. I'm gonna just say this right now. Speed is the best power of all time. That and Scarlet Witch power. Cause you know she OP. She like real OP. So without further ado, guys, let's get it. Let go. Play. Anytime now. Anytime now.
My name is Amanda McKnight, and in this list, I'm going to be bringing you my top 10 best superpowers of all time. Now, keep in mind, this is our first list, and I recognize there's a lot to choose from. It was really hard to narrow it down to only 10, and if you feel there is something you would really love to see on a potential part 2 of this list, please let us know in the comments below. On with the show.
Top 10 nerd.
Number 10, intuition. More specifically, Spidey senses. Spider-Man has the best.
I mean, spider senses, they are alright, but I don't know.
And worst storylines in Marvel Comics, and is definitely a hero that I really enjoy reading about. Needless to say, when I started writing this list, his Spidey senses was one of the first powers that came to my mind. This power deserves a spot on the top 10, not just because it is so iconic and unique, but also because it has saved many people's lives in the comics. Not only this, but did you know that the power of Spidey sense may even have been inspired by real-world spider abilities?
Right, I already knew that already.
Spiders are actually covered in little hairs called trichobothria. These hairs allow spiders to detect vibrations in the air. These vibrations allow spiders, who do not have great eyesight, to detect potential predators or prey who may be nearby. If this is where Spider-Man's senses also come from, I wonder if the suit hinders some of his abilities. Number 9, invisibility. For this one, we are going back to
no, cause invisibility, nah, cause you can still get shot. You feel me? Like invisibility not gonna really help you do much. You really can't do nothing with it. You really can't. Like, say if you want to go rob a bank or something, that stuff got locks on it. The invisible not gonna change it. You feel me? So invisibility is really not that all that. Besides, like, say if you somebody used their what's that thing called? Like put on them goggles to see body heat. Yeah, they can use that.
my favorite superhero squads, who gets very little cinematic love as their story just doesn't seem to translate well to the screen. Yep, the Fantastic Four. When talking about the power of invisibility, it would be a shame if one did not mention Susan Storm, aka the Invisible Woman, on their list. Not gonna lie, I almost bumped the power of invisibility for the power of shapeshifting, an ability that the Skrulls, Mystique, and Beast Boy all share. But I thought there were too many anomalies with that power, so I opted for something a little more simple. Invisibility is nice because even if you can't fully control it, it still seems to come in handy in the world of comics. If you don't believe me, just rewatch Into the Spider-Verse, where the power still managed to come in handy for a young, untrained, and sticky Miles Morales. Number 8, Photon Blasts.
Oh, yeah.
Captain Marvel's Photon Blasts.
Surprised it's not even higher on the
In
list.
the MCU. Another character who we will hopefully also get to see in action in the MCU, who also shares these abilities, is Monica Rambeau. At least she does in the comics, where at one point she actually goes by the name Photon. So
Never heard of her.
What exactly are photon or photonic blasts? Well, when we see them on the screen, they look very similar to Cyclops' laser eyes. That is, a beam of light that pretty much destroys everything it touches, scorching or burning it. Which would make sense, as photons are transporters or emitters of light. They therefore are traveling at the speed of light, insanely fast. So fast, in fact, that for them, time actually stands still. Imagine if you had the ability to harness these photons, which are undoubtedly all around us. That would equal a lot of power. But you might be thinking to yourself, but like, what about at night? Are photons still prevalent?
Yes,
Do they
because
come from the sun?
No.
They are light particles. So basically, if you have enough light to see anything with your eyes open, then they exist. Another cool thing about Photonic Blasts and Captain Marvel's energy manipulation is it is believed that she can transfer the photonic energy to herself, to power herself up, powering up her strength, for example. Wow.
Kind of like the Super Saiyan.
Number 7, super strength and imperviousness. We see many heroes who possess such abilities. Among them, Superman, Wonder Woman, Captain America, Jessica Jones, Hulk, She-Hulk, the list goes on and on. Maybe I even possess some of this ability too, as I was compared to She-Hulk in the comments a while ago. We also see a lot of characters with this ability in anime. What's most important about
Goku,
having the super strength ability is that you kind of need it to come
two strongest anime characters there is.
That is, you also need to be tough enough to handle your strength. Otherwise, you'll end up like Shizuo Haiwajima from Durarara, who spent a lot of time suffering from broken bones. Number 6, straight up magic. The two heroes who namely come to mind when I think of this superpower is Doctor Strange and Zatanna. Not to mention Gandalf from Lord of the Rings and, well then, the entire Harry Potter universe as well. Magic is cool because there is not much that limits it. That is, if you have the skill, talent, and in some worlds, heritage, you can do anything. I mean, the sky's the limit. The only thing this ability seems impossible from doing is guaranteeing immortality. You might get resurrected, or you may have Horcruxes, and you may be able to dodge a lot of attacks and defend yourself heartily, but even wizards and witches, it seems very often, can die. Number 5, flying. Okay, so I know this is kind of like covered by magic, but to me, flying deserved a solo spot on this list. Simply for being...
If the only thing you can do is fly, that ain't really gonna help you. You feel me? That just ain't.
Such a common and rad power. Who can fly? A ton of superheroes. Shazam, Thor, or, well, his hammer can. Iron Man, Starfire, Green Lantern, Silver Surfer, Storm. Heck, even Batman can glide. To me, this power represents the original whimsy that comics, sci-fi, and fantasy worlds still bring to us today. You have to remember, back when this superpower first became popular, air travel was still amazing a lot of people. This ability was to some even hard to imagine, to the point that when Superman was originally introduced in 1938, he actually couldn't fly. He could just jump really high. It wasn't until 1941 that he would even be able to fly in the comics. Number 4, super speed. The coolest thing about super speed in the comics is that, like magic, it gives you access to many things. In the X-Men films, we see Quicksilver use it to stop time. In the Flashpoint comics series, we see the Flash use it to time travel. In fact, I was going to give this spot to time travel and talk to you all about my love of Doctor Who, but then I thought about how super speed could also let you time travel and, like, so much more. It can also effectively allow you to teleport, assuming you are impervious to the effects of super speed and, you know, it doesn't burn you up moving that fast or slow you down as super speed tends to in regards to physics. Number 3, mind control. Kind of an evil one, but a useful one. Namely, one person who comes to mind when I think of mind control is the Purple Man, a villain to Jessica Jones in her Netflix show, among other superheroes. He can make anyone do what he chooses, with often devastating and nauseating results. The thing about mind control is that I feel it is a superpower that is rarely used by heroes, as the idea of taking away one's free will is considered to be evil, which is also probably why Professor Charles Xavier, one of the strongest superheroes in Marvel, rarely uses this ability. In fact, mind control is actually one of my biggest fears. Number 2, power stealing. Seeing as how Rogue has always been one of my favorite X-Men...
Here's the thing. Power stealing, it seems all cool now, but like, when you like steal the power, like, can you like combine the power? Like with your power that you already have? Like say if I had Thor's power and I touched Superman, will I be able to have Superman powers as well? When if I do, how long will it last? Like if it lasts like 10 to 15 seconds, that's trash.
I had to include this power on the list. The reason why it's so awesome, because it allows you to steal other people's powers, of course. Granted, if we are going with the Rogue interpretation of this power, you do have to make physical contact with the person. But if you can get Mystique's power first, then that shouldn't be too difficult, as you would be able to disguise yourself as anyone you need in order to get closer to your target. The other cool thing about power stealing is that it's also been depicted as draining your opponent's energy force, weakening them, making it super deadly in a fight. Number 1, reality manipulation. You all knew I was going to do that, didn't you? I can't have a list about superpowers without acknowledging one of my biggest favorites, reality manipulation. This power is demonstrated as being epic by none other than Scarlet Witch, or rather, comic book Scarlet Witch. The MCU version has yet to grasp her powers, and although I thought she might get a handle on them in time for Endgame, that theory was quickly turned to dust. Sorry, that was a bad one. Thanks for watching, my fellow nerds. I hope you enjoyed this list and agreed with some of the powers.
Alright, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure I you punch the like button in the face like a boss. Peace out.